I was a 90s kid, which was the last decade to actually have common sense, so I was a really shy kid when I was younger. I was really reserved. I kept to myself a lot. I was really quiet. And when I went to primary school, I would cry every day my parents would leave to go to work and go to home and whatever. It was mostly because when I was 4, I got tonsillitis, and I gave that to my mum. I gave that to my mum and my dad. Every day that I didn't cry, I would get a sticker on the calendar, and every week that I got a sticker for each day, I'd get a cat toy. And after about a month of not crying at all, my parents bought me a cat. So that was probably one of the most happiest days of my entire life. I remember coming out of school one day, both my mum and my dad were there, and my brother, who was in year 7, was there too, and they were just, oh, we're getting a cat, and I was so excited and so ecstatic. And I remember going back and telling my teacher, I don't even know why, but I just did. So we drove down to the RSPCA, and me and my brother picked out this black kitten, and she was kind of away from the rest a little bit, and she was kind of just sitting there, and I just kind of fell in love with her instantly. I named her Madeline after my favourite TV show. I've been friends with Steph since we were both babies. Mums went to playgroup, and we met through there, which is a group where like the mums would kind of get together and talk to each other while the children would play together and stuff, and it was really cool, and we're still like really best friends now, so yeah. I read a lot ever since I could read. I have read a lot. I remember getting like 10 books from the library and just reading them all at the same time. I'd read a chapter of one book and then a chapter of the next book, and then just keep doing that, and then I don't even know why, I just did it that way. I would go to my grandma's house, bring like a pile of books and just intend to read all of them, but I'd only read like half of one. I used to always want to do ballet and calisthenics, and then my mum said, no, you're only doing one, and so I chose to do neither. So there's that. I grew up with Sega and a lot of Sonic, as opposed to like Nintendo 64 and Mario. Mario didn't play as big a part in my childhood. I do remember going to my cousin's house on the weekends and stuff and playing it there. So yeah, I played a lot of Sonic when I was little on Sega, and I still remember the first time I got my PlayStation 1. I have 3 favourite games on Sega: Sonic 2, Lion King, and Smurfs. I still play them now. I really love old video games even now, and back in the day when to get a video game to work, all you had to do was blow in the bottom of it. I was a massive Disney kid. I loved The Lion King and Aladdin and the Aristocats and Lady and the Tramp and The Little Mermaid, and they fascinated me, and I loved them. And my mum told me the first time that I saw The Lion King in the cinema, I cried so much and I was so distressed. I still cry every time I watch The Lion King. My favourite TV show when I was little was the Teletubbies, hence Poe. She was my favourite character. I've watched a lot of Pokemon, the original Ash, Brock and Misty ones. Real Monsters, Powerpuff Girls, Sailor Moon, Rugrats, Wallace and Gromit, High Five. I even joined a fan club with High Five, Bear in the Big Blue House. And I loved pandas, and I started collecting them when I was like 3, and I still love them now, and I still have those pandas. About 6 or 7, I had, in my backyard, I had this kind of tree thing. It was a tree, but the branches kind of, and the leaves kind of went on the ground, I don't know. But yeah, and so the leaves and branches kind of touched the ground, and it concealed this little alcove that was in the middle, and inside. It was kind of like a tree house on the ground, and I really loved it, and it was my place where I would read and think and stuff. And these are my 2 little fairies that I had, and Rose and Blossom. And I remember going in there and like pretending they were real and just having all these games with myself. Then my parents cut it down and built a shed. This is my favourite dolly thing, baby. I've had her for ages, and I think when I was like 4, I had like you probably can't see, but like a little tattoo on her belly. My Tweety. I've had Tweety for ages, and I used to refuse to believe that Tweety was a boy. I've lived in the same house ever since I was born. That's about it, I guess.